Hey, ladies, congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Um, I I wanna ask about Paige's goal in the first minute, but before I do that, maybe I'll start with you, Chloe. Well, right, really, either one of you, you were involved with this because after that goal, I was really impressed just by the way you girls just didn't let up. So what was kind of the thinking on the field where you guys just like kept pushing and you didn't sit on a lead for lack of a better term?
Yeah, I think we were coming into this game, honestly, with a lot of energy. We were excited to be out there together again. It had been a hot second, and we knew we wanted to press them high and very aggressively, and it paid off right off from the get-go. And even Narumi's goal came off of a high pressure situation as well, so it was cool that we were able to get 2 goals from that.
Were you surprised how quickly something came off of? I mean, it looked like a really nice press from Mina, I think it was, and then obviously Paige finishes it. Were you surprised by that goal?
Me? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, either one.
Yeah, I think our pressing was really good today, and we were all like same page, and we had energy and got aggressive. So we kind of knew it. We're
Mhm.
gonna score from pressing. So I wasn't surprised, just happy.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was great that we were able to capitalize in that moment. It's not every day that you score, what was it, like 15 seconds maybe? 50. So, I mean, it was pretty incredible to get off to a good start like that.
Yeah, I think Little Birdie said officially the fastest goal in franchise history, which you know what that means, Chloe. Now you got to score in 47 seconds.
Yeah, challenge accepted.
All right, there we go. That's the answer I was looking for. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Three straight wins for this group, and I know you touched on it, Chloe. It's been a while since you played, so maybe it feels like forever since that last win. But just what's working so well right now for this group where you guys are on a nice little run?
I couldn't understand.
Okay, I'll cover it. Um, I think it was great that we got a lot of injured players back. Like we got Narumi back on the pitch, we got Paige out there. And when you get kind of your group being so cohesive again in training. Also, it's super competitive. And I think that showed today that everyone has to work so hard to be out there on the pitch. It's an honor to represent this club. And I mean, yeah, we're going to go out there and take every situation and capitalize. And I think the players that stepped on the pitch today, whether they were starting or impactors, did that. So, yeah, really proud to wear the badge. And it was great to see the group come out today.
Awesome. Thanks, ladies.
Worries.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Sean Moran. Hey, hi to both of you. Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on two remarkable goals. I mean, both of yours were just laser, just beautiful shots. I do want to ask though, so Seattle came into this, it was their home opener. They were on a 10-game home unbeaten streak. I think it was Laura Harvey's 250th match or something ridiculous like that. Chloe, how did it feel to play spoiler tonight to Seattle and all of their doings?
I mean, hey, it's always a good time to be the spoiler at the party, right? But no, it was great. The crowd was fantastic. We worked with their energy. When you come at an away crowd, right, you still want to put on a show and you kind of want to, like I said, ruin the party. So it was great that we were able to do that today and get 3 goals in the first half. I mean, that was awesome going into the locker room at halftime. So yeah, like I said, really proud of the group, and yeah, we just got to keep going, keep getting 3 points forward.
Hey, and while you're leaning in towards the mic, talk about that threaded ball from Anna that set you up perfectly because that thing was weighted perfectly.
hmm Yeah, it's definitely something Anna and I have been working on the last few weeks. We've been seeing it in training a lot, so it was great to be able to get it out there today on the pitch. There was a few other ones too. We were really close, so it was awesome that she was able to get one off, and yeah, we capitalized on it.
And Narumi, I'm curious, I don't know the yardage on that strike. It's got to be 24 plus. Is that something that we can expect from you? Is that kind of something where you're eyeing those anytime you're a top of the box? Like, is that something that fans can expect from Narumi when she's on the pitch?
Yeah, I'm practicing like shooting out of edge. So this year I'm focusing more, and then I scored in the training, and I felt like good feeling today. And now when I have the ball, I'm like let's do it. And then scored. I was so happy.
I bet you were. That was a beautiful goal. And then for either one of you or both of you, I'm just curious with the team moving into a healthier state and with the results that are coming, you're in third place now for the evening. Is this when other teams look at the schedule and they see Utah? I mean, you have a long road streak ahead. When they see that you're coming, is this something that what feelings do you think teams have now about the Utah Royals as they look at you on the calendar?
Like we have so many games.
Yeah, and like what it is to play us. Like what do
Oh,
teams think when we're gonna show up?
kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for us, we're an extremely competitive team, and I think we've showed that from the beginning of the season. We were a little bit unfortunate with the first two matches, but since then we've been only growing and we've been moving forward. And like you said, we've been having a lot of injured players coming back. And when we have a full healthy roster, we are a very strong team. We're a very dominant team. We're aggressive. We were able to see that tonight. We're almost fully healthy. I'd say we're about 90%. There's still a few players that need to come back, but the group is strong. And when you're competing each and every day in training, you're going to see fruition on match day. And yeah, we saw that tonight.
Well, congratulations. Thank you both.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
801 Boot Room, go ahead.
Awesome. Congrats on the win today.
Thank you.
Walk us through like how is this energy feeling different than even last season or at the beginning of the season? How are you going to keep that energy and that momentum throughout the next couple matches?
Yeah, I think last year was difficult to get momentum because we had a lot of injuries once again. And when that's the case and a roster is so thin, it's hard. It's not as competitive in training, and you're just kind of in survival mode. And I think we were really unfortunate at the beginning of that season, and we saw the second half of the season we were able to be a lot stronger. We got the results, and we weren't in full strength in terms of the roster, but we still had a lot of players back. And I think this year we've done a good job bringing in great players like Narumi. And it makes a big difference, right? When your roster is strong and it doesn't matter who comes on the pitch, you know that they're going to fill the role and they're going to do an excellent job. It makes a big difference. So we're hoping that we can keep a healthy roster and we can keep growing and yeah, getting more 3 points.
Yeah, and then um having Paige come back on and scoring within that first minute, what does it mean for the team morale to have her back on the pitch?
Yeah, I think this is my first year with Utah Royals, and then that was my first game. And Paige was too, but I think Paige is such a good captain. She always like support us and then effort every day, and then she can bring the energy for us for the team. So yeah, I think when she play like hard, we think like we have to play hard. Like yeah, she's great.
Awesome. And then last question, when you obviously start the second half 3 points ahead, how do you keep that energy, keep that momentum going for you personally?
Yeah, when you start a half so strong and you go into the locker room with the 3-0 advantage, you're feeling good. The adrenaline's pumping, but we had to kind of refocus and you kind of have to bring yourself level because there's still full 45 minutes to go. And today, as we saw, there was a +9 at the end of that. So yeah, we just have to stay focused and just continue on our game plan and execute like we did today.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. We'll have
Thank you so
Jimmy in here
much.
shortly.
Thank you.
I want to go all the way back to that very first minute with Paige's goal, but speaking specifically about, I think it was Mina, the way she was able to press and kind of force that turnover and sort of set a page for a tap in a lot of ways. The both Chloe and Rumi talked about how that was a big focus for you guys with your press this week. So the way that played off, just what were kind of your thoughts on sort of that moment, and did you think like that's what we were talking about?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is that right now we're trying to find ways to press. I think it's within our identity, it's what we want to do. I think last season we went to do some of the games not pressing or like sitting slightly lower. I think we want to be adaptable. We also want to stick to ourselves and we want to be who we want to be in this league. And I think very happy, obviously, that within the first minute it just pays off. We did press with more players high. We had our 9 out of 10 pressing together, so that was a small adaptation, but I think it's just a credit to the energy and the intensity you bring because Page scores that goal, but if you look on the left of Page, you have two other players ready in the opponent's box. So I think it was just the general element of what we want to do and who we want to be in this league.
And then you touched on it a little bit right there, so I might as well follow up. The way the team kept going after that goal. I mean, it didn't seem like there was an intent to sit back or sit on the lead, wait to counter, anything like that. Like I gotta imagine that was maybe just as much a part of the press as, hey, if it works once, then keep going, right?
Yeah, and I think I want to refer to the 96th minute when they try to play out from the back and we steal the ball halfway the pitch. So I think it's not just a 10-minute, 20-minute thing. It's something we want to try to sustain for as long as we can. Definitely early on in this year because we do know that once you get into the summer, like it might get hard if you have to go to places like Orlando, you have to go to other places, Houston, which you know are warm, some are humid, some are very dry. So think it's just finding our way within games to win games. I think that the team did really good at just adapting to what we needed this particular game, and really proud of just what they showed today.
And then I did want to ask about Mia, sort of twofold. First of all, just how good was she tonight? And then just if you've got any bit of an update, it looked like we saw her with a little bit of a wrap on her leg after she came off. So I don't know if there's anything to be concerned of there, or if you've got any update on that.
Yeah, no, first and foremost about the performance, I think some tough choices this week. I think it's a situation as coach that you want to be in. We had to make some choices about who's going to play this game, knowing that Manny did a really good job in the past 2 weeks, and we went for Mia for this particular weekend just because she also did a really good job in the past 8 weeks. So we just want to see how she functions under pressure, and I think she did a great job today, just doing what she had to do and slightly more. I think she made a few good saves as well, but. And when it comes to the medical status, I think she felt something jumping up. So I'm not sure what we're looking at, but I think she was walking after the game again. So hopefully it's not too big, and we can keep this competition between these two goalkeepers going.
Perfect. Thanks, coach. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Sean Moran.
Hey, coach, congrats. I'm curious, your formation this evening was in the intention was to keep the central spaces clogged up and to make Seattle have to go around you. How do you feel like the squad did with maintaining the center of the pitch and making it difficult for Seattle?
Well, if you look at how we scored our goals, I would say we did quite well, especially if you do that in the first minute of the game. So I think to your point, we know where the strengths are of Seattle. They're the number one in the league when it comes to crossing. They're the number one in many different things when it comes to cutting inside with the wingers. So we choose not to give away the central spaces, but also to be close enough to still jump on those central those wide space. And I think, like I said. You do it in the first minute, you do it again in the 96th minute. And I think that just shows the dedication of a team. And I think what as a coach you can be very proud of if there is a plan and you tell the plan and the plan has some small adaptations and the team just wants to do it, and then they go out and they perform. And I think that's something to be really proud of as a team. And I think that's the biggest growth we've had since last season, being adaptable, but also just believing in our own qualities. And I think after the game I just referred to never ever forgetting about what we control. And I think what we control is energy, is intent, is the effort we put in, and we never want to be outworked by any team in this league. And I think you showed that today again.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And I think in addition to energy, I'm curious what you think of this squad's collective IQ, soccer IQ, because having a 3-0 lead, that's one thing, but being able to see the game out, just talk about what you think about this team's collective IQ and just the way that they handled that lead and maintained that clean sheet. Just what do you think of this team overall in terms of just their IQ on the pitch?
I think there were a few things. If you look at today, I think last time we were leading 3-0 at halftime was against Louisville, and then we let them come back to 3-2. The time before was actually against Seattle at home, but then they were down to 10 men, to 10 players, if I'm not mistaken. So we're talking about 2 years ago. So I just think in general, it's just growing. I think we have a young team as much as I'm not looking at age. We're just looking at experience. We're looking at everything being in this league just in general. So I think that's just working on a daily basis and making sure we learn from mistakes. And when you have a few players that have been in this league, I just like that fact that they pick up the leadership. I think we've seen a few players really picking up leadership. I thought we had a very solid back four as well today. Just making sure that even in the end of the game, we're not giving anything away. So in overall, I think one of our greatest gifts at the minute as well is having a link up between not three but almost four Japanese players, and they like to find each other. I think I really enjoyed how they play out the game actually. Short combinations, long combinations. Cloé throwing herself into that mix, I think, just show the experience that we're growing throughout the team, and I think that's something you want to encourage as a coach as well. As much as there will always be a plan, and we're going to prep ourselves. The reality is that what happens on the pitch needs to be in control of the players. So I think we set them up, and they do with the plan whatever they want to do. If they want to throw it away after 5 minutes, like that's on them, and that's what they want to do. But yeah, I just think every single time we had a small moment with the team, the right questions were asked, and I think they also reacted really well on the questions that or and the answers that we gave them.
Last one for me, Coach. You mentioned the team is growing. I mean, it's early season still too, so we don't expect that everything's in perfect form. But having said that, on the broadcast, we're always being reminded that the previous two seasons that the 70% of the points came after the international break. Obviously, this year we're seeing much improvement in that way. Is it time to put those comparisons to bed and to stop looking at seasons one and two and the way that they turned out at the end?
Yeah, I think if you're going to dwell on the past, you're not looking forward. And I think we came into this season knowing that we wanted to do better in the first half. That was the biggest goal of the season, is making sure we, right from the start, we can be competitive. I'm not talking about winning, not talking about anything else, but I think we didn't really look like ourselves in the first 6 months. So I think our main goal coming into this season was just to be competitive right off the start. And to your point, like, the only thing you have to do with the past is learn from it, but also move forward. And I think that's what this team did. I tried to encourage them before the game to just walk on this pitch with a winning mentality. To me, that's the only way you can walk out of this place winning. It's just walking in the place, having a winning mentality. And that's the biggest switch we made. We came out at halftime as well, not defending a lead, but trying to extend the lead and trying to find a fort. So I think that's just what I want to praise the players for. And that just takes a lot of mental resilience, but also just if you look at the players, and that's something probably as a coach you're the proudest of. Like I have the honor to say that I've been with them since 2024. They've been through some shit. I have to be honest. Like they've been through some hard times, but I think they learn from it. But I also moved on. And if you see this team right now, you compare it. Might be the last time we do it. They've grown individually, collectively, and that's what we want to keep on doing this season.
Well, Coach, kudos to you because you've been through it with them. So congrats.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll finish up with 801 Boot Room. Go ahead.
Awesome. Congrats on the win again, Coach. So what changes for you with having so many coming back healthy, with the balance of being able to give them minutes, but not having too much or too many minutes that they injure themselves again?
Being able to annoy them in a way that they want to show something. I think that's the biggest piece of having competition. It's not comparing players, but it's finding the right triggers to kind of just put players on their toes. And I think we've seen it today. She's sitting here, but I'm not saying it because she's sitting in this room. But I called Paige rusty this week. There were a few moments when she didn't really 100% look like herself again, but then if you react like this on the pitch, I just gotta own it. This is what I did after the game as well. And I think that's what competition does to people as well. It's not only competition between players, but also I have a reference point, and I can go back at players and demand them to do slightly better and just to be more of themselves. And I think that's what you've seen today. We have Narumi coming back from an injury, first time starting in the 11, and I'm pretty sure everyone that was playing or wasn't playing is now looking at, look, that's a new standard I have to beat each and every single time. That's a new standard, and I think individual players are setting standards, and it just depends on the personality of the players that are right now not playing or are coming into the games. Like, how do you react on it? If they want to be as competitive as they can and they want to grow, then you do know that this team has no limits, and I think that's what we have to encourage. So that's the power of players coming back, and just also just having the ability to give what the game demands you. And I think sometimes we'll have to press really high with different players than the other time. And maybe next week against LA, we might need different profiles. Just depends on who you're playing right now. And I think that's the fun as a coach to just be able to do that.
Awesome. You have 3 games, another 3 game week coming up soon. How do you prepare for that and make sure that everyone is ready to go?
Yeah, just hope the performance coach is not listening at the minute, but it's probably doing the right thing throughout the week and not go too heavy this week in order to just keep everyone fresh. Because we do have a very demanding style of play, whether it's in possession, whether it's out of possession. We know that the demands are high for the players, but it's just keeping that freshness mentality, freshness mentally, but also just physically keeping them fresh and healthy. And I think do we have to change loads to play Angel City? I don't think so. It's kind of the same game as you played today. So it's relying on what we've seen today and just improving on a daily basis.
Awesome. And then last question, what would you tell fans who have never been to a game to get them to come in on what next Wednesday?
Yeah, next Wednesday against Houston. Look, I think too often still people don't know what the Royals are about, or too often they don't know what the name is. I've been to the RSL game against Inter Miami. I was in a team store, and some people didn't know what the Royals were. So I think it's up to us to just show them what we're about. And I think if you want to jump on the boat right now, you'll see the best pictures of our team. And I'm really proud of what the players are showing right now, whether it's on and off the pitch, but especially on the pitch. I think they're showing a identity that's hopefully recognizable for the people within the region of Utah, and they can link themselves emotionally with what we do on the pitch or culturally, and they can see that we're a hardworking team. We don't want to be outworked, like I said, but also that we want to play a style that's attractive to the people of Utah. And I think if you look at the number of goals we scored, and I think that's just a testament of what we want to do, and we want to be that team, and we're working on it. So I would just encourage everyone to one, stick with us in the good times, know what we're about, and just come out and come and have a look.